Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Skyrim Special Edition. My name is Camel, and in this video we are going to acquire and inspect two rings, Ahzidal's Ring of Necromancy and Ahzidal's Ring of Arcana, the latter being a favourite two-finger for Fudge Muppet's latest and coldest build, the Cryomancer. I highly recommend you check out their channel and the Cryomancer with the link down below in the description, and if you enjoy it, be sure to subscribe for supreme Elder Scrolls content. And if you are following this guide on the Skyrim Standard Edition, you will need the Dragonborn DLC installed to get these two rings. And if you wish to skip to any specific part of the video, timestamps will be in the description to ease your digital navigation. Also, come prepared to fight legions of Draga. And I kid you not, legions. So let's get right into it. Firstly, we'll need to come to Kolbjorn Barrow, southeast of Raven Rock, on the island of Solstheim. As soon as we get here, we need to speak to this young chap, Raelius. Oh, and I should mention, you'll need to bring 6,000 gold to get these rings. At the end of it all, it's worth it. After speaking to him, we will begin the quest Unearthed, and to kick it off, we'll need to lend Raelius 1,000 gold. After doing so, fast travel away. Wait for 3 in-game days, head to Raven Rock, and the courier will come running up to us with a letter from Raelius. Head back to the dig site. Upon doing so and talking to Raelius, we'll have to go into the barrow and clear out all of the Draga. Once they have been slain, in the middle of the chamber there is an altar with a strangely marked skull on it. Pick up the skull to open the gateway into the next chamber. Go back outside and speak to Ray. The next step, we'll have to give him 2,000 gold. Again, fast travel away, wait 3 in-game days, head back to Raven Rock, and then the courier will have a letter for us telling us to return to the Ardog. Same shit again, talk to him and head into the barrow and clear out the Draga. But while we're in here, we'll need to head into the freshly cleared lower chambers, in which we'll come across this lever. Pull it to open up a room on our right containing a Draga Deathlord. Once this is dead, on a wall behind the Draga is another lever. Pull it to open up a doorway behind us and head through there. Next, we will be faced by 3 gates and 4 levers. Once here, we need to activate the first lever, then the second lever, then the 4th lever, and finally the first lever once more. This will open up the 3 gates and let us continue on. Now the 3 gates we just came through are over there, but tucked away down here is another lever we need to pull. Upon doing so, a secret room will be revealed with a pedestal, on top of which is Ahzidal's Ring of Necromancy. Grab it. Now head back out and talk to Big Ardog Wanners again. Give him 3,000 gold this time, fast travel away, wait 3 in-game days, head to Raven Rock, and the courier will give us a note to go back to Raydog. You guessed it. Go back to the barrow, speak to the Big Ray, head into the barrow, kill the Draga. Now once we head back in on the lower level, where we pulled the first lever, turn to the right and there will be a newly cleared out hallway. Open the door and head down the stairs. A tad further into the dungeon, we will enter this big room with a tiled floor. On one side, locked behind a gate on a pedestal, is Ahzidal's Ring of Arcana. Now there is meant to be flames and some method to this madness. All I did was walk all over every single tile really quickly, and upon doing so, the gateway opened. Get in there, grab that thing, and stick your finger into that ring hole. So firstly, let's look at Ahzidal's Ring of Arcana. Its slot is of course finger, its weight is 0.25, its value is 1,435, and the enchantment, provided the ring is being worn, it allows you to cast the spells Ignite and Freeze. So I've equipped the ring, and as we can see in our destruction spells, we now have the Freeze and the Ignite spells available to use. Firstly, let's look at the Freeze spell. The Freeze spell is in the school Destruction. Its level is Apprentice, its base casting cost is 30 magicka, its charge time is half a second, its range is 469 feet, its tome value not applicable, and its effect, a spike of ice that does 20 points of frost damage to health and stamina and slows the target for 15 seconds. So basically what Freeze is, it's a cheap spell compared to other frost-based spells of a similar power. It also applies a 50% slowing effect for 15 seconds, which massively exceeds the slowing duration of other frost spells. It will also paralyze the enemy if their health is below 20% and you have the Deep Freeze perk active. With 2 points in the augmented frost perk, the damage will be taken to 30 and when dual cast to 60. Also when dual cast, it will have a chance to stagger the enemy if the impact perk is active. So although it might not be the best offensive spell, it's an excellent choice for opening a fight with a stronger enemy because of this crippling and lengthy 15-second slowing effect. But is it worth taking up your one and only ring slot for? Probably not. But now it's time to fire up the second spell. We have Ignite. Ignite is in the Destruction School. Its level is Apprentice. Its base casting cost is 30 magicka. Its charge time is half a second. Its range is 469 feet. Tome value not applicable. And the effect, a blast of flame that sets the target on fire, doing 4 points of damage per second for 15 seconds. So Ignite is essentially just a much more powerful version of Firebolt. It actually does as much damage as the expert level spell Incinerate, just at a much lower cost, though it's spread out over 15 seconds. But really, 4 damage per second over 15 seconds, dealing 60 damage all up? It kinda seems a bit lame, on the face of it at least. With some hidden mechanics and some perk know-how, we can turn Ignite into a mono-obliterating damage over time effect. Firstly, we will need to be very sure we get these firstly, get both points in the augmented flame perk. This will take the damage from 4 to 6 damage per second. After we get those 2 points in the augmented flame perk, get the aspect of terror perk in the illusion skill tree. Although it affects fear spells, all fire spells in Skyrim are tagged with the fear keyword. So with it, Ignite will go from 6 points per second to 21 points per second. Suddenly, we have gone from to ooh. So, 21 points of damage per second for 15 seconds gives us 315 fire damage dealt in total. Not bad. But here is where the Ignite spell gets pushed beyond the stratosphere of awesome. Just like hotcakes, it stacks. Its burn damage over time stacks. Hit an enemy 10 times, they'll have the effect stacked up 10 times. Suddenly, instead of taking 21 fire damage per second, they're taking 210 fire damage per second. So now, Ignite is tagged with the fear keyword quite appropriately. You can crush the toughest of enemies to a smoking pile of ash in no time. All you need is a few perks and a good folk to tell you how it works. That's me. So let me show you this pyro power in action. Here we have Karstag, probably the hardest enemy in the game with a whopping 4,000 health. At first he's taking hardly any damage, but once we get this Ignite spell on him 9, 10, 11 times, he's taking 200 plus damage per second. The first few casts seem to do nothing. Literally 5 seconds later, the mighty foe has been squashed by a piping hot stack of know-how granted to us by nothing other than Ahzidal's Ring of Arcana. So, if this hasn't ignited some interest in this ring, nothing will. Well, maybe some theory crafting mathemagics will. With a 15-second duration and the spell taking half a second to cast, technically, you could have 30 stacks active at once on an enemy. That would be 630 fire damage per second. If you keep the casting up, the effect would stay up at this magnitude too. This will never happen or ever be of any practical use to anyone. But holy coals, this is a seriously overpowered ability to possess. Maybe freeing up that ring slot is worth it after all, as Ignite is the perfect way to deal with enemies who've been giving you a headache. So now let's look at the second ring, Ahzidal's Ring of Necromancy. Its slot is of course Finger, its weight is 0.25, it has value of 1110, and its effect, any body that you reanimate will now explode for 50 points of frost damage when hit. So it's a weird effect, and in my opinion it's really not worth it for so many reasons. To get the full benefit from this, we need such a Goldilocks scenario. Everything needs to line up perfectly, and even then it's really not worth it. First of all, we need a dead body. we need a dead body of a low enough level for us to be able to reanimate it. This is not something we can rely on at all times during combat, so already it sucks. Then we need to make sure it is actually next to the enemies we want to hit so that when it explodes, the enemies we're trying to take out take the damage. Even if this happens, all we're dealing is 50 points of frost damage. You'd probably get more damage out of the reanimated corpse if they just attacked them normally. Then after all of this, we need to take up our one and only ring slot to gain this ability. That's just not worth it. I hit this bandit with 4 corpse explosions and he didn't even die yet. It took me about 2 minutes to line everything up so he took the explosion damage and he's not even dead yet. I could have just killed him in 5 seconds with Ahzidal's Ring of Arcana and the Ignite spell. If you want an exploding conjured creature effect, just use the unique spell Flaming Familiar. A link to my guide for that will be in the description, but it's much more reliable. But yeah, Ahzidal's Ring of Necromancy, it's more like Ahzidal's Ring of the YouTube unsub bug and their denial of it. Get it? Cause they're both shit. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. I've been Camel, and I hope this video helped you out. Be sure to check out Fudge Muppet's Cryomancer build. Again, a link will be in the description. Links to my other guides can be found in the description, or there will be a playlist button on screen in a couple of seconds. There is also a link to my Twitter account, which I highly suggest you follow to guarantee that you are notified when I upload a new video, because at the moment, YouTube's not really doing its job there. Again, feel free to check out the playlist button on screen and subscribe for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching, thanks for your support, and I'll see you in a second in the next video.